Good morning, my name's Steve Cronin, and this is the beginning of my journey with CLL. Just recently been diagnosed with this, and to be honest, it came as quite a shock. I'm a person that's never been sick in my life, really, and after a fall in Thailand, when I arrived back in Australia after a holiday, I still had swelling and what I thought was an infection in my leg. So I presented myself to my local GP, who I'd seen for many years, and he thought the same initially. And after a couple of courses of antibiotics, blood tests were done and indicated that there was no infection in the leg, although the markers for my lymphocytes had gone rather high. And in fact, they were over the normal markers. This indicated that it's possibly a lymphoma or leukemia, which I was quite shocked about. After a little bit more treatment, the doctor couldn't come to terms with it and referred me to the Prince Charles Hospital. I spent a day there going through the same tests and speaking to doctors there. Again, the indicators after blood tests were done came back and showed that it was either lymphoma or leukemia. An appointment was made with a haematologist, and again more blood was drawn, more tests were done, and on that the haematologist came back and said I had this disease, CLL, chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Very rare. It's when a gene goes rogue. There's no reason for it, and apparently at this stage there's no cure. Again, this was quite a shock for me. It's one of those things that you don't expect, but unfortunately when you've got it, you've got it. Here in Australia there's apparently 1,500 people per year get it, with a population of about 21 million, so that puts it at about 0.007%. So why not win pools or lotto? Certainly this wasn't something that I wanted to win, but unfortunately I've got it, and that's how we are. We must progress with it and do everything we can to try and come to terms with it and to fix it. It will certainly make life a lot easier. The doctors will tell you that you can actually die with this disease and not of it, so it is slow and it can be long term. It's not like a heart attack where you can go. It will eventually get into the lymph glands, because at the present time it's a blood cancer and it's right throughout the blood. There's no early treatment. It's a wait and watch situation until you start presenting with issues. The issues are lymph gland swelling, gets into the organs, the spleen, the liver, the kidneys. So eventually something will be done or has to be done. Apparently the treatment at present is in the form of chemotherapy in conjunction with a couple of other drugs that are now available. This doesn't stop the disease, but it does slow it down, and of course with any taking of drugs there are other issues that can occur, but that's a bridge that you have to cross when it comes, I guess. You've got to be available and lend yourself to this, I guess, to fight the disease if you want to stay around. And that's what I will and do. I have informed my children, work colleagues and my parents of this disease, and apparently it's not hereditary. You can't pass it down. It's just something that occurs, so it's quite odd. I have a body scan booked in for the 11th of the 7th after being diagnosed on the 16th of the 6th, and this will ensure that in fact the disease hasn't reached any of the body organs at this stage, hopefully. If it has, well, then I guess it's onto the chemo and the other drugs to try and slow down its progression. But at this point, it's believed that it's not in the bone marrow. It's contained in the blood at this stage. So it appears non-aggressive at this point. You do jump online and you read everything after being diagnosed, and you look at everything there is to see on the disease to try and work out in your own mind what's what. Unfortunately, there's no quick or satisfactory answers. It just appears that it's one of those things, and it does take its course. It can be treated, and you can live quite a long time with it. So hopefully this will be part of my journey. I'll make another video after the body scan confirming what results have been made at that point. But to all and everyone with CLL, welcome to this small club. Certainly not the best you'd want to be involved in, but I guess what you've got is what you've got, and hopefully it can find some cures in the future, and in the not too distant future, I hope, for all of us. Thank you.